License Committee, and welcome to all who are attending. Hi, Tony, and Blackie, and Bill, and Stu, good to see you. And we'll begin with the roll call since we have a quorum.
Kestner.
Yes.
Arbogast. Heath. Mays. Ritter.
Here.
Weller. Yoder.
Here.
Approval of agenda, I have a motion for that.
Go ahead.
Mr. Yoder, second. By Mr. Mays, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, approval of the minutes, you have your packet.
Oh,
This one
there,
you have.
yeah, I just handed out a revision.
Revision?
There were a couple, I had Eagles in there still. I had Arbogast, but I had Eagles in there still, so I need to correct that and then we're going on, so.
All right, with those.
Between you two guys, I wasn't here. Paul wasn't here.
I was here.
So it's.
I was there. Mays made a motion.
I'll send it.
Second, Mr. Ritter, all in favor, say aye. Opposed. Business comes before the committee. We're not going to have to deal with the temporary liquor license application called Mug Shots, what the name, or the liquor license application for Dam Tavern. So we'll move right on to the monthly department report. Is that?
Well,
Whoever wants to give it.
whoever wants to go first, then, yeah, if you have any questions, you can have the
Okay.
animal control report
Right.
and proactive.
I didn't know, is Inspector Brooke Leland?
Yes.
He's a detective, he's not a patrolman.
No, he's part of proactive.
He's part of the part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I know him briefly from Flanagan.
Okay.
Seems like a nice person.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on those, the animal control or the proactive, you know?
Do we know, Sheriff, do we know, has there been any other further communication pertaining to the possible use of veterinary medicine and take-back medicine for the Humane Society or anything that we're doing with that? Do you know if there's been any?
That's a conversation that you and I and I believe Mr. Kilgore
That's correct.
need to have.
Okay, I'm good with that. I just didn't know if, I had not talked to you.
There's nothing going forward with that at this time.
That's fine, and we can have that conversation. I just didn't know if you guys had spoke without, because I've been gone.
Yeah. No, we spoke briefly about it, but nothing material.
That's perfect. Perfect.
Okay, any other questions?
Well,
Go ahead.
can you fill us in? I'm in the dark what you're talking about.
So one of the things that we're discussing, a student came up with an idea to check and see if medication that has been given back that's unexpired can be given to Humane Society for their animals that are in need of correlated medication. And the answer is yes, it can. And as a result of that, one of the cost currently for, and I'm speaking way out of turn with this number, and it's just something that was in discussion, the cost for medication for animals with Livingston County Humane Society is somewhere in the neighborhood of in excess of $60,000 or something like that. It's an astronomical number, so don't quote me on that number. But what we're looking to do is to see if we can make an impact with what we have going on with pharmaceutical disposal in lessening that burden for animals.
Okay.
And so we're in that discussion right now, and the reason why I asked him that question is I've been gone, so a lot happens when you're gone. Yeah.
I have some politicians been gone for years. But anyway.
Physically or just mentally?
On the federal level. Cook County Port, Mr. Cox?
Yes, the Northern Feds, we brought in $104,441 for housing. Transfer pay was $11,460. Mileage was $2,517.90. The Northern Medical Transports brought in the transfer page, $2,100, and for mileage, $374.47. The central feds was $61,912 for housing. Normal transfer pay for officers was $4,440. Mileage for the regular transports was $929.23. The medical transports for central officer pay was $480. And the mileage was $141.70.
What was that total?
Cook County, let's go through it. Cook County was 26, for housing was 26,300. So our total housing was 192,653. Total officers' pay was 18,480. Mileage was 3,963.30, which is a grand total of $215,096.30. Now, there are some Cook County miscellaneous also. Sick call was $50. The Green Tree Pharmacy, which is a direct change, is $844.15. And Garcia Labs was $41. So that's a miscellaneous.
I have an interesting question that I don't fully understand. So going through the bills, not a big deal, but I see that we're ordering handcuffs. Are we needing more handcuffs as more people come in? Is that what the deal is?
We use it's called a black box, which is a security device over handcuffs. The size of these black boxes have changed. Because of the change in dimension of the black box, we had to get different. It was pinching the portion of how much handcuff was usable. So we had to get a different set of handcuffs that would actually fit these new black boxes.
We bought oversized handcuffs.
To fit
The
the
black
black box.
boxes that are made are a half inch bigger.
We tried to order the old ones, you can't do it.
Huh.
So we had to go with those.
So a manufacturer change caused us to have to.
What a bunch of stuff. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And what is your total
Unintended consequences.
Right, there you go.
count?
We have 45 from the northern feds, 35 from central feds, which is 80 federal inmates, 18 Cook County, which is 98 total for out of county, and then 45 of our own, so 143 in population.
Thank you. All right, any other questions for Mr. Cox?
No.
I got another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get in on this? I mean, Jägermeister, 7, 10, 18. I wanna be with you guys. It's a biohazard, cytology.
Oh, that's for animal control. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing.
I wanna be involved in this.
Never seen that myself.
Okay. Any other questions? Anything from Stu? Do you have anything to put in? No? Okay.
Unless you guys got some questions, I'm good.
Welcome, Randy, to me. Animal control report, any questions about that? It's pretty self-explanatory. If not, we'll move on to the proactive report. Lieutenant Hamilton's not here, but it's pretty self-explanatory also. Do you want these back? Then?
Yeah, I can have that back.
Okay, fine. Make sure you turn back in the proactive report stuff. If no questions on that, the raffle license, Elena said that we don't.
What's wrong?
They withdrew that American Cancer Society of Williamson County. So, if you have a chance to review the bills, Bob, I don't know if you got a chance to look at them. Oh,
How'd it come?
that's Paul's.
Just out of curiosity, with temporary liquor licenses, can anybody just apply for something like that to do a event? So they're doing an event, can they apply for a temporary liquor license?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we need to work on our temporary liquor license ordinance. I don't think that we have, there's not a lot in place.
There's
to
not,
address that.
there's a portion of our ordinances that refers to the fact that the Liquor License Commission can issue temporary licenses, but there's no, it doesn't spell out the procedure, who qualifies for anything, it just mentions that they can issue temporary licenses. So we need to amend that and clear that up.
Huh.
Yeah, years ago, they used
I was
to.
just curious, I'm like,
Temporary
how does that work?
licenses, like the campground, fire bar,
typical.
and they had a weekend of Labor Day. and all that.
So you probably have to go on Amazon.
You might-
Yeah, I'm behind Shirley and all that. All right, any other questions?
I think Sheriff wanted to give you an update on the resource officer program.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sure,
Yes.
right?
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Alina, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, if I could just take a few minutes of you folks' time to give you an update on this program that we've been working on previously at the Sheriff's Department, and want to thank Alina and Diane for working with us on this. Our initial proposal, as some of you that are here would recall, we initially requested $256,000 to make this program work. We've since went back to the drawing board, and just to give you guys a heads up, tomorrow night at the Finance Committee meeting, we're going to recast our request, but it's going to be about $100,000 less. And that being in the fact that we had initially asked for some new cars. We're going to withdraw the request for the cars. We think that we can make the program work with older cars, some of the cars that we already have. Also, we had initially thought that some radio costs for repeaters would be necessary at the schools. Captain Gorwacki spoke with Supreme Radio this afternoon, and we figured out that that's not going to be the case. We'll be able to use portable radios. If the officers at the schools get down into the bowels of the school, there may be a need for a repeater, but if that is the case, hopefully we would have officers responding, and as soon as those cars got in the area, those repeaters would kick in. So, that being said, to that end, our newest cost for this program would be providing that the schools pay $50,000 toward this program. It would cost the county $25,698 per officer. So
Would you repeat that, Sheriff?
the total cost
If they pay.
for the county would be $51,000 approximately. Okay. And Mr. Chairman, we're gonna go out on a limb here and say that we probably would want to, with the Finance Committee's approval, and with the board's approval, we would ask that any agreement would be contingent upon that $50,000 from the schools.
And have you approached them and
Yes.
they're thinking about it?
No, Alina and Captain Gorwacki and I had conversations with the Tri-Point superintendent today, as well as the Flanagan superintendent. They both indicated to us that they believe they have the votes on their boards, and they more or less did straw polls and talked with their boards, and they believe that they have approval for this program.
Now, do the school systems also have avenues to where they can apply for offsets, grants, funding from the state to offset that as well?
We have not had that conversation, and nor has the superintendents even indicated that that would even be a problem or a thought on their part.
Certainly.
They seem to think that the money is there for them and that they're gonna be
The
willing
need
to
is
do it.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, considering the terrible thing that's happened in Chicago the past week, we have to be ready.
Yes. We know too much now.
Right.
Too many things have happened just over a period of the last year. And as you stated, Ron, yeah, I mean, just in the last weekend, 70-something shootings in Chicago and 11 fatalities. It's just ridiculous. We just cannot afford to leave our schools open, wide open, for criminals to be able to act. So with your support, I'm hoping that some of you, if not all of you, that are here this evening could maybe come tomorrow to show your support for this program with with our meeting or in our meeting with the Finance Committee. That would be greatly appreciated of the Sheriff's Department's end.
I don't know if I'll be able to do it until I have a prior commitment, but I'll certainly let some of the Finance Committee know my opinion on it.
We appreciate
By a
it.
phone call or in person.
Yes.
Any questions for Sheriff Jones?
Sir, I think we had some emails back and forth.
Yes.
I know them cops are suspended and all that stuff, the
Yes.
program and that. Is that a program they're thinking about bringing back, or have you guys?
I didn't go any farther if I researched it.
I couldn't find anything else either.
And, yeah, and when I went further, that's, and I don't know if you knew, but that's it's absolutely for not manpower. It's
That
for
is for
equipment.
the-
It's for like a metal detector or something like that.
Now, that's what I want to kind of go into, are these schools, do they have anything as far as like, you would go in there and say, this door has to be locked, or, a plan that?
Yes, they
Okay.
are exercising plans to do lockdowns of the schools on most doors that are not banned. And they've gotten it down to where you can only generally enter in one or two places. So that,
I know the NRA puts out a school shield program. I don't know, I'm sure you guys probably know about that.
yes, the schools and the churches have gone to that, to my knowledge.
Good.
Instead of having a bunch of open doors where anybody can just go and come as they please at any
Yeah.
given door, that's a no-no these days.
All of
Big time.
the schools that I have been to in Livingston County, once the students enter the building, the doors all get locked, and then you have to have a button to allow them in. And so it's a camera, a button, they have visual confirmation, and then they come in. I know that's true of Pontiac school districts. I know that's true in Prairie Central. I have not witnessed it in Tri-Point. That said, I can't see why they would do any different. You go on lockdown, right?
Yeah.
The building is locked down the moment that the school kids are gonna enter.
Correct.
I was listening to the Grundy County News this morning on Tim Moore's radio station on my way to Joliet, and they had a story on the news about all the Coal City schools doing these lockdown programs.
Yes.
And it kind of caught me off guard a little bit, because I think the high school is doing a double system. You can get through one door. To get through each of the points, you have to be identified, but they've got a double system. After you get through the one door, you still got to be identified a second time.
Wow.
That'd be great.
Yes. Nothing like a double layer of protection.
Yeah.
So, the other thing I would add is that I know there was some concern about other schools other than the two that we are requesting. While I still say we are just initially requesting 2 officers for the 2 schools in the county, I would say that if this board and your committee and the finance committee wanted to entertain the fact, with us getting these costs reduced down to where they are, we could consider passing something along the lines of with the support of the board, we would be willing to look at manning any or all of the 6 schools in Livingston County, provided that that plan is contingent upon each school contributing $50,000. And then that only leaves a cost of $25,000 per school and per office.
Now, 6 schools, is that just high schools then?
Yes, sir. We still go back to the fact that statistics have shown that in most cases, an active shooter is going to occur at a high school.
Yeah, well, that would be something we'll have to think about.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there for food for thought.
Would you be willing for that information to be shared with the other superintendents? Or is that something that needs to come here first, think about first, and then it goes out to superintendents?
I think it needs to come here first. I think, I wouldn't want to put the board
In a position.
on blast like that.
Right.
You know, and then have people coming at you saying, well,
Agreed.
you said. No,
Agreed.
that's just for here, you know, and that, I think that has to be roundtable and talked about with the committees and with the board before we would even think of approaching the public with it.
The question was asked about what happens when the other school districts that aren't necessarily in our jurisdiction come forward and want the same benefit that the county's offering.
Certainly.
And so when you're limiting the cost that you have and you're requiring the contribution and cost sharing from the school districts, then you're really reducing the amount that the county is contributing. So you can't really, for almost the same amount that you were talking about before,
Correct.
offer it countywide.
I believe I was here for that conversation, and I remember the discussion was, well, Pontiac High School no longer has an SRO, and as a result, is that something that Pontiac High School would be willing or able to look into? I understand. I simply was asking that question from the standpoint of, we don't have an SRO anymore, and that's because of staffing issues. And so I would imagine that the security would be well received because we wanted it before.
Yeah.
And if that's a discussion, then I would imagine to be able to set up the budget to do so, which to find that money is going to be coming up here pretty quickly.
I will tell you that I'm aware of negotiations that are occurring as we speak.
Yeah.
With your administration and
Absolutely.
the Pontiac Police Department, the city of
Wonderful.
Pontiac. I think they're trying to get something going to address this problem first of the year.
Yeah, I think, and I don't think there's a single group out there that can say, no, they're just not for that. Everybody, I think, is happy that we have security in schools. We're clear of what's going on. I don't think anybody can say, no, that's just not a good idea.
You can do so, but you travel that road at your own risk, I say.
Yeah, and it all comes down like any level of government, the funds.
I got you. I understand that.
And the one thing that I would note, and the sheriff can correct me if I'm wrong, but the $25,698 that he's talking about, that includes some one-time costs. So, actually, I think it's closer to like 17,000 something, maybe max 20,000, I would say, a
Yes.
year, per officer that you're really talking about.
Yes.
And this is not like a contract with Cullen or Flanagan or Pontiac. This is just a yearly budget for this program.
Correct.
So there's always that what if, and I hate what if question. But in the future, we all realize that boards can change. And they could be in a crunch and say, we're not gonna do it this year. But that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, and you would want a contract, between the sheriff's department,
Right, right.
the county,
But
and
not
the
like-
school. Yeah.
Multi-year.
No.
I predict that once the schools, the faculties, and the administrations see the benefits from having a school resource officer, which are a lot of things that go on there and that a school resource officer does that a lot of people are not aware of.
Of course.
I think once they see the benefits of that, I just don't see them going backwards on it.
To echo what you're saying, the amount of tips and discussions and things that happen within our school as a result of that, non-escalated violence-wise, moreover, preventing a lot of issues down the road, those far exceed the possibility of that violent altercation, right?
Yes. Now, the resource officers will be trained, besides their basic training, in that specialty.
Yes,
Dealing with certain age groups and all that.
absolutely.
Because some personalities can't deal with
No, no.
Right,
it. And then others can, they really enjoy it.
Right.
And they're good.
which is why we will choose carefully,
He wasn't
who.
a good fit.
Prime example.
Bill,
Not a good choice.
Bill shuts the door and throws the keys away. Man, that's why
Stumps his feet.
Why not? Right there.
But, no, we will choose very carefully in who we appoint and place in the position.
Okay, well, thank you. Is there any more
Thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
If not, can we move to review and approval of bills? Yeah.
That's just with this
All right, Bob, still on.
down.
Oh, you go ahead.
I make a motion. Mr. Ritter, second by Mr. Mays. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment, please.
Now I'll ask a question.
Okay.
Who do you guys, the $25 gas cards or gift cards or whatever, for gas or something? For clients, what do you use those for?
You talking to us or?
I think I am.
That's probably probation.
Bob, if I can answer that, please. I believe you are referring to probation, and that's part of the rewards for like the drug court. People who pass certain levels, if they have accomplished certain goals that the drug court has put into place, these are their rewards.
They're supposed to be in punishment, we're rewarding them?
Well,
They're also used for people that are just on regular probation, if they can't get the money to drive to, they don't have the gas to make their, so they give those cards out for that kind of stuff.
So they're trying.
but it's not the sheriff's department.
Are there any more freebies we can hand out to people?
Goes with the Jägermeister.
That's nuts.
Not
All I can see is that little machine,
All right,
that makes sense.
now just to mellow out with that. Here we go, Ginger. 2 soothing sound machines.
That I can't answer for.
Let me see the.
Wave Baby Premium Soothing Sound Machine. Gentle, all-natural sounds including lullaby, heartbeat, white noise, fan, ocean, and rain. It includes timers.
Can I see the?
Aren't we sweet?
That I do not know what that's for.
When I tour, is that for IHR? When Joe gave me a tour of the IHR building, they have them hanging outside the rooms because they discovered that, you could hear what was being said in there. And so they would just turn these white noise machines on for sound, so for privacy.
Look at you, that's amazing, that's awesome.
In the courthouse over here, we have to make it quiet. Over there, we have to make it loud.
Just gotta move the machine.
We got things back.
Move the chiller.
Yeah. If you remember correctly, probation has had a hard time with their cubicles in the back for a while. It's just to keep it nice.
Yeah.
We pay.
It's not right. It's probation.
I thought they were supposed to be working.
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Do we have any more public comments? Mr. Sligo? Okay, we'll make a motion to adjourn. Mr. Yoder, second by Mr. Mays. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?